leading men. People will be looking up to you. In the next 9 weeks, we'll cultivate the spark of leadership that People Recruiting Center saw within you. We will, through the principles of leadership, ensure that you achieve professional competence, learn your limits and how to achieve and overcome them, push you to seek and accept responsibility, ensure that you lead by example.
You either lead from the front or you don't lead at all. There's no such thing as an average leader.
This is week 1 of the Basic Officer Training course. These men and women have come here to the Canadian Forces Leadership and Recruit School in Saint-Jean-sur-Richelieu, Quebec, to learn the fundamentals of military life and leadership.
Form up, we're going to move out, loose file.
Leadership is the main quality we seek for any officer. The capacity to influence others, it's an art. We try to teach it here, but people off the street will have different potentials that we're going to build on for that.
The first few days that we were here at basic training, we were left in our civilian clothes. We felt like outsiders. And the day that we received our kit and were allowed to wear it, we felt like more a member of the Canadian Forces. And as a result, we feel more pride and more power. We feel like we can do what they're telling us that we need to be doing.
The first time I pulled up, I was definitely floored by the size of the building. One of the biggest buildings that I've seen, and it's just massive. Everything is all in one place inside the huge mega structure, as they call it. There's a go, go, go atmosphere here.
From the very first day, these officer cadets are trained to be responsible for others, a lesson at the core of leadership.
I'm gonna do the war cry with you guys, and I want you to show these guys what you have.
Their training will focus on physical and mental toughness. They will become familiar with basic military activities and skills, and the ethics and values of the profession of arms.
What you need when you come to Saint-Jean here is you need determination, you need motivation, and if you have that, you have a good recipe for success here, because basic training is something that can be done by people. Obviously, if you're in good physical condition, this is going to help. There's going to be challenge here for you, but if you have the motivation and determination, you will succeed.
In the initial weeks, cadets find out how much they don't know. At this stage, there are many firsts, like the first drill.
Step forward, march! 1, 2.
And the first inspection of quarters.
Nice layout, I like how this is done. You gotta show these guys next door how this is done.
The moment you step through the door, it's business, and it's not supposed to be fun, and you're not supposed to be able to do what you want to do. You are a soldier under someone else's control.
All right, 20 push-ups, carry on. 1, 2, 3.
There's an introduction to weapons. And the rigorous workout of their first Canadian Forces fitness test.
My fitness test was quite an experience. It went really well, but I was very scared in the beginning. But the staff took us through it, and all the steps and everything, and then I did it, and I actually got a compliment. They told me that I was in pretty good shape for a 40-year-old.
As the weeks go by, cadets are introduced to more of what they need to know and master on their way to becoming full-fledged members of Canada's military. Their instructors coach and motivate them through the challenges they encounter daily during basic officer training. Field exercises take place in nearby Farnham. Thundering through the obstacle course, trooping through forced marches,
10 meters! Come on, Tom, you got it, girl!
And tackling the fireman's carry. The cadets learn important lessons about the military, about themselves,
Felt really good to finish it. Challenge you needed. At the front, I stayed.
and especially about teamwork.
You have to help each other. You're all in the same program, and you have to do exactly the same thing, the same task. And you just work together. Just normal. It's like an instinct.
They are educated in everything from firefighting to first aid. They become more proficient in the skills that will eventually become second nature to them. They become more adept with the equipment that could one day save their own life or the life of one of their CF team members. The first duty of a Canadian Forces officer is to lead.
We have to learn our jobs. We have to learn to listen, to lead, to take responsibility.
Their training here in St. Jean lays a solid groundwork for these future leaders.
The common sense, the ability to learn what we're teaching them and apply it, and then the will to lead, the will to get out there and do the job. Because we can teach them how to do the job. But if they don't have that skill, they can't be officers.
Not only do they gain an understanding of the policies, procedures, and programs that apply to all Forces members, they learn written and verbal communications, problem solving, and task planning. In the field and off, progress comes when personal limits are pushed. Success becomes a measure of strength, stamina, and determination. Individual growth is realized through discipline, teamwork, and esprit de corps. Sometimes working alone. Most often working as part of a team, it's practice, 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 as they ready themselves for the tests and exercises of the final weeks. After weeks of training, they are ready for their final challenge, an extensive 5-day, 4-night field exercise in Farnham. Here, everything they've learned is put to the test. Their abilities as leaders are tried and thoroughly evaluated.
We want them to be able to lead right out of the gates. As soon as they finish basic recruit training, we expect them to have some sort of leadership capability to take charge of people right away.
The way these tasks work is they always throw a little twist into the scenario, so something that you haven't planned for or are expecting, so you kind of have to react on the fly.
QIC, get 2, find out what's going on over here.
They were supposed to react to an unplanned event. Their job was security of the camp, and that individual was being assessed on his role as leadership as the camp supervisor for security. If I may say, he didn't do very well at all.
Our mission, 2-section, will search the roads and wood to recover stolen D&D vehicle. Looks like the vehicle has been stolen, ma'am. Do you have anything to say about that?
I don't know what you're talking about. I have no idea what you're talking about.
It's not your vehicle.
0 minutes. Continuity search at the immediate area.
Yeah.
Okay, do you think you were successful or unsuccessful?
Fair success.
That's it exactly. You barely passed this task. Command presence.
Shouldn't take too long to do this. We've done it before.
You must utilize your voice when given direction.
I was successful. I could have been a little better, but I passed, and I know where to work to improve.
Once they're back in St. Jean, it's time for a final inspection and one last drill together. They can see for themselves just how far they've come.
The drill is fun. It's fantastic. Everything about it. It's maybe a little monotonous, but it's wonderful at the end. You feel like you've accomplished something. You feel like you're walking stronger and taller.
Then comes the day they've all been working for, graduation day.
It's a couple more hours and no swing in the arms anymore.
Oh, we've been waiting all course for this day.
There's a test, very easy test that you can do to test your level of integrity. Watch yourself in the mirror in the morning and ask yourself, am I proud of me, of what I'm doing? Am I proud of the decision I'm making?
Some of these cadets will continue leadership studies at the Royal Military College. Most will now enter the military in their chosen profession in the operations, support, or services sectors, whether with the Army, the Navy, or the Air Force.
When I went out on parade, you didn't really think it was going to be much different, but all of a sudden when you realize it's the actual parade and we're receiving our commission when it's done, you look around yourself and realize what you've achieved, and as well recognize the people that are surrounding you and that you've gone through this with. So it was a very good sense of accomplishment.
I'm very proud of myself. I have a lot more self-confidence and a lot of pride. I came here to be challenged physically and mentally, and I certainly received that when I arrived here.
One day soon, these new officer graduates will oversee sailors, soldiers, or air personnel. They may be on a base or on board a ship, in Canada or overseas. Wherever they go, they will be leaders. Lead with them. Lead with the best. Join the Canadian Forces today.